Today is Monday, November 30th, 2015, and the title of this rant will be Planned Parenthood and Right-Wing Hatred. Now, again, on Friday, we saw another massacre, this time of 3 people in Colorado Springs, Colorado, in reference to what they call a lone gunman, what I would call a domestic terrorist, taking over or going into a Planned Parenthood facility and shooting up people, killing 1 police officer and 2 other people who were not employees, and I don't know that too much more about it, but it didn't sound like they were there because one was a man and one was there to help support someone who were there actually to have an abortion. But what has been really painful to me is the dehumanizing that the right wing has shown towards anyone who has anything to do with Planned Parenthood. I remember Bill O'Reilly, our good friend on the right, who basically would scream in his show many times, "Tiller, Tiller, the baby killer," in reference to an abortion doctor somewhere in the Midwest who was murdered, I believe, in 2009. I believe that the gunman walked into his church, put the gun to his head, and fired. That's what hate does to people. And I keep wondering why it is they keep dehumanizing the people that work there, dehumanizing women in general, and telling women what they need to do with their bodies when they're supposed to be involved in keeping government off our backs, so to speak. And I just keep wondering, why is there such hatred in all this? Because we know that approximately 1/3 of all women in the United States, up to the age of to the age of 45, will have had an abortion at some point in time of their life. I'm not making any type of moral statement in reference about it. That's just what fact is, and that covers all categories. So it covers even the people on the right wing, who hate all this stuff. It covers all of them, that a fair number of women, a high percentage in terms of 1/3, will have an abortion. And the question is, what is the best way to reduce the number of abortions? Well, I would say one of the best ways to reduce the number of abortions would be, hey, why don't you have increased funding for sexual education in the schools? Comprehensive sexual education, not just abstinence education. How about increasing the minimum wage? How about increasing college tuition, either Pell Grants or regular Pell Grants, and as Bernie has just free education for junior college, first and second year of college. How about increasing the amount of time there is available for maternity leave? How about equal pay for equal work? I could think of a couple others, but I think that gives you the idea. And another thing I can't quite grasp, and Rubio has been big on this lately, is that as far as he's concerned, any woman who gets pregnant needs to deliver that baby regardless of what may or may not happen. Now, as an example, what happens with women that have complications, especially when they cannot even detect it until it's about 20 weeks old? I've known in my own lifetime that when my first child was being born, we had gone to some birthing classes, got to know all the other couples in there. It ended up that one of those couples, their child was born, it lived for 5 minutes, it was born without a brain. It would have been detected with a sonogram. They opted not to do it because all the other signs were fine. They were devastated. Would they have made that decision? That's not my call. But other couples possibly would have made that decision, and in many states they're not allowed to then do that. Also, what other types of complications? I had a relative who the fetus had died in utero. They're supposed to let everything continue on for the next 4 or 5, 6 months. In red states, I guess that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. We don't care. And remember that this is what it really hurts poor women in America. And I just don't understand why our friends on the right wing, hate poor women enough to put them through this. I think, we're better than that. We need to move on.